Hi, Professor Dorian Goldman. Firstly, I'm so sorry about my absence of the representation of the final project. Here's the basic idea of my project. We use the data from the Yelp Data Challenge to make a web app called the Mail Pal or Mail Partner to find a good 3 mail partners and good 3 restaurants recommended to you. And under this application, under this assumption that we know your user number, because first of all, the user ID is so complicated to remember. The user name, we don't have the user name in the data. Also, for the user true name, the user true name is not unique. So we plan to use the user number. Here's the website. I think you have seen it before. Just input your user number and apply. This is a whole user detail. This is your name. This is your city. This is the restaurant we recommended. And this is your friend's city. You are in the same city. And this is your mail partner's detail information, the fans number, review number, or something else. Then, firstly, I want to show the data processing of this final project. Firstly, we convert to, this is all my data in for this final project. It's a time to look at this. Here's the data. Firstly, we download all the JSON data from the Yelp Data Challenge. And from the JSON, it's really hard to do that. So we convert it from JSON to a CSV file. Here's the whole code to doing this one. This is my function. I look at it from the online, and this convert all the data from JSON file to CSV file, and take a long time. Then the data processing. Firstly, we log in all the data. We use 3 data table. Is the user, business, and review. The review is really important that he can combine the business ID and user ID to join the 3 tables to a 1 table. So, and also the review in the business ID and user ID are not unique in the review. So there are a lot of user ID eat in the same restaurant, and also a lot of restaurants be eaten by the same person. Then we choose the first 2 million. I'm sorry, I don't know. And this is the data, and this 2 part is for this category. This one is cannot accessible, cannot be processed. So we convert from the category to the domain variable, but with my hand, not with some built-in function. This one is I found all the category that contain the restaurant, and the replace just for convenience. Then after so many processing, I have the data like this one: user ID, address, city, business name, and so many categories, about 600 categories. And then for here, I'm using the group by. So I want to get a unique user ID. So for this one, for this user, it's so many restaurants with so many categories. We add all the categories together. For here and here is delete the highly correlated column, the highly correlated category. If the correlation is bigger than 0.8, I just zoom it. and then we delete the categories because I found that some of the categories are the same. And this is the delete for delete all the new user if they haven't eaten any restaurants. All the things will be 0. All the category will be 0. If it is 0, I will delete them. Here's the final table I get. It contains 372 categories. Here I'm making the random random work, the matrix, the GNM, and I use the coefficient is 1 because here's the test. When I'm using 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and when m equal to 1, the accuracy rate will be the highest. And the reason why when m equal to 2, 3, 4, and 5 are the equal, because I see the matrix after the matrix dot the vector, the user detail, and although the number are not the same, but the biggest always the biggest after coefficient larger than 2. The biggest will be always the biggest. The smallest will be always the smallest. So I'll come back to here. I generated the diffusion operator. For here is the model part, and the fifth is the flex part. I put it all on the Google Cloud platform, and this is my remote machine. It's not fast because I'm in China. Sorry. I'm in the test fail. Here's all the things. Firstly, I will show my flex part is the main part. Here's the things. This is all the import things, and for here is the connect the flex py file to the cloud database, and after that, this is connect to the cloud SQL. Is this function I defined before, and all the things is query from the database. For example, I record the input number and select the row. For here, limit. If for example the number is 3, limit 3, 1 is only 3 row I selected, and this is my result, and this is a detail of the result. And all the things are doing the same thing. So back to here, and let me show my YAML API. This is my configuration for the cloud platform. I use the Python 2.7, and this is my status file. This is my main part, and this is the library I will use. It's MySQLDB, and this is my detail of my Cloud SQL name and the password. And I will show you the database, how I did the database. Firstly, this is my real file to deal with the data. This is for convenience. First I load in my local database. Is this one. And this is all my database I get. No database. Oh, I'm so sorry. Use the test. And select this one. and this is my data. This is user detail, user ID, city, fans, name, all the things, and I get it from here. This is I use Python to load data into the SQL. I connect with this is my file, all the things I need, materials. This is a sign distance I used later, and this is connect with my MySQL DB local host. And all the things is doing. For here, I'm firstly compute the one result and put the result into the database and compute another result. Here's my strategy. Mainly is here. This is my algorithm and load into the data. Firstly, I select all the values and making the cosine distance. Here. This is the function I defined before. For example, the self-user habit is the number you input, and the xi will be all the user you will use. And I pick the minimum 3. The reason I will pick the minimum because the sine is use 1 minus the cosine distance. I pick the minimum 3. And if I get the result, I put all the result in the database, one row by row. And here's the same thing for the business recommendation. Also the minimum 3. And this is my real file. It takes me a long time, There are a lot of numbers here. Hundreds of things, something like this one. This is more than, I don't know, a lot of things. And here's the things. Why I use the category is this one, sorry. Here. If I want to combine the user with the restaurant, but there have more than 50 restaurants in the database. So I cannot make 1500 times 15,000 times 15,000. The matrix is so huge. So I convert everything into the category. For example, you eat in this restaurant. I think you like the category, not the restaurant. So I use the user categories and the business categories is 372 categories. So the matrix is just 300 times 300. It's so convenient for us to do this one. So when I get the category, I can use the category to find the restaurant you like. This is a basic main. I use the category, not directly use the restaurant. And in this Google platform, I combine the Flex file and my cloud database in together. So I just use this command, appdeply. This command, I can make my own web application. Basically, this is the whole part of my program. Thank you. I'm sorry again for my absence of the representation. I pre-booked my ticket and I cannot change this one. And I finished this one last Friday. I have no time to the presentation before, so I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for the representation. And I cannot change the ticket because it's the discounted one. I cannot cancel it. I'm sorry.